Hello and welcome to 1969 Baseball. We are here for game one of a doubleheader between the Cubs and Mets at Wrigley Field. The Cubs have dropped the first two games to the Mets in this series, looking to try to even it up if they were able to sweep the doubleheader today. For the Cubs, we are going to see that in game one, the starting pitcher of record is going to be the Cubs' Bill Hands. He is making start number 6 with a 3-1 record, 2.32 ERA, and a 1.23 WHIP. The Cubs lineup will include Gar, Beckert, Williams, Santo, Blomberg, Hundley, Banks, Kessinger, and Hands. For the Mets, Jerry Koosman is coming out to the mound. He is making start number 6 with a 4-1 record, 1.84 ERA, and a 0.93 WHIP. The Mets lineup for game one will be A.G. Boswell, Shamsky, Jones, Otis, Harrelson, McFarland, File, and Koosman batting ninth. It is 54 degrees. It is still not really started to warm up here in Chicago, at least not in a significant way. Wind blowing in from center at 9 mph, and it is time for the Cubs to take the field. As Bill Hands heads out to the mound to make his warm-up pitches, we are going to see the Cubs taking their defensive positions. Hands going to be facing A.G. to lead off for the Mets. Mets coming in with a 12-14 record, 5th place in the East. 2 games ahead of the Cubs with a 10-16 record. And the season series is tied at 3 apiece. Hands working with a 1-2 count. And here comes the pitch to A.G. And a pop-up, to right center field. Chasing is Blomberg. He's called off by Gar, who makes the catch for out number 1. Boswell now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. Here's a 3-0 pitch to Boswell. Hands delivering. And ball 4 is called. That was apparently low. So a 4-pitch walk puts Boswell on first, and now Art Shamsky is the batter. 1 out, 1 man on, and the pitch. A pop-up to center. Gar coming in. He is going to chase it down and make the catch for out number 2. Now Hands will face Cleon Jones with 2 outs. Runner on first. Jones swinging a hot bat. The runner goes down to second. The throw, and Hundley's throw is in time. So Boswell is out. Hundley throws out his 3rd base run of the season. The inning is over. We're going to the bottom of the first of a 0-0 ball game. Gar leading off against Koosman here in the bottom of the first. 2-0 count. Gar waiting for the pitch. And here is the sign and the delivery. And a grounder back toward the mound. Koosman picks it up, throws over to first. That is out number 1. Glenn Beckert now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 2-0 pitch to Glenn Beckert, and he's going to line that one into center field. That'll be a clean single with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. So Beckert stopping on first, bringing up Billy Williams. 1 out, 1 man on. 2-1 is the count. Williams grounds it to short, a smash. The throw goes to second, but Beckert breaking up the double play allows Williams to reach on the fielder's choice. So now Santo's the batter with 2 outs and the runner on first. Here's a 3-1 pitch to Ron Santo. Koosman with the delivery. And way outside, that is ball 4. That was practically in the left-handed batter's box. So Santo drawing the walk. It'll bring up Blomberg with 2 outs, 2 men on. Full count pitch to Ron Blomberg. Here it comes. Grounder to short. Picked up, thrown over to first, and that will end the inning. So the Cubs strand a couple. We're going to the top of the second of a 0-0 ball game. Cleon Jones coming back up to bat against Bill Hands. He was at the plate when the runner was thrown out at second to end the previous half inning. So 2-2 count now. Hands working to Jones. And a pop-up to center. Gar coming in fast, but he is not going to get to that as it drops in for a leadoff single. Jones over at first now, and Amos Otis is the batter. The man with 2 first names is waiting for the first pitch from Bill Hands. And there's a hot smash to third. The throw goes to second. The relay to first. That is a 5-4-3 Double play. Good work by the Cub infield defense. And now there are 2 outs and nobody on. Harrelson facing Hands here in the top of the second. 0-2 count, Hands delivering. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So that will end the inning. Hands recording his first strikeout of the game. We're going to the bottom of the second of a 0-0 ball game. Hundley facing Koosman here in the bottom of the second inning. Hundley waiting for the first pitch from Koosman. And that's a drive to right. The right fielder, however, is going to get directly to it. And Otis will make the catch for out number 1. Ernie Banks now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Ernie Banks. And a drive to left, high, but down the line and should be in play. So the left fielder, Jones, makes the catch for out number 2. Kessinger now the batter with 2 outs, nobody on. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Don Kessinger and a grounder to short. Picked up and thrown over to first, and that is going to end the inning. So the Cubs retired in order. We go to the top of the third, all tied up at 0. Bill Hands facing Orlando McFarland to lead off for the Mets in the top of the third. Here's a 1-2 count. And Hands delivering. That's a pop up to deep center. Going back is Gar toward the wall. Is he going to have room? Yes, he does. Making the catch right in front of the wall for out number 1. McFarland certainly gave that one a ride, but it was just a few feet short, and Gar was able to reel it in. So File now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. File facing Hands with a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Grounder to second. Beckert picks it up, throws to first. That is out number 2. And now the pitcher Koosman is the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. 1-1 count. Koosman waiting for the pitch. Grounder to first. Banks has it, steps on the base, and that will end the inning. So we're going to the bottom of the third, still no score in Chicago. Bill Hands, the pitcher, going to face off against the pitcher Koosman here in the bottom of the third. 3-0 count, Koosman delivering. That is low, it is ball 4. And the pitcher Hands draws the 4-pitch walk to lead off the inning. Gar now the batter. Nobody out, runner on first. 2-2 is the count, and Gar pops it up on the infield. This is going to be an easy play. The first baseman, Shamsky, calls for it, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Glenn Beckert now the batter with 1 out, 1 man on. 1-1 count, 1 man on, and that's a liner up the middle. That's going to be a base hit for Beckert. Stopping at second is Hands, and now the Cubs have first and second with 1 out, and Billy Williams the batter. So, is Hands fast at all? It doesn't really. What are his batting ratings? Does he have any speed whatsoever? I don't even know. He does not. He's literally a 1. So, Hands on second, Beckert on first, Billy Williams the batter with 1 out. Cubs trying to break through here in the bottom of the third inning. 1 strike pitch to Billy Williams. Here it comes. And a liner into center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Hands. The throw comes home. And he slides, and he is safe. So the Cubs taking a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third on the Billy Williams RBI single. And now, Santo comes up with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Here's the first pitch to Ron Santo, and he grounds it to third. The throw goes to second. There is no relay to first, however, as the double play is broken up. So, fielder's choice puts runners on the corners with 2 outs, and now Blomberg the batter. Bottom of the third inning, Koosman facing Blomberg with a 1-ball count. Here's the pitch. Blomberg drives it to center. The center fielder going over, and Agee is going to make the catch to end the inning. So the Cubs strand a couple, they score 1. We go to the top of the fourth, it's a 1-0 Cub lead. Tommy Agee facing Bill Hands here in the top of the fourth. Agee collected the fly ball to end the previous half inning. Here's a full count pitch to Agee. And swing and a miss for strike 3. So Hands sets him down with the slider. And that is his second strikeout of this game. Boswell now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Full count pitch to Boswell. Hands working. And ball 4. The walk is issued. Boswell heads down to first. So now Art Shamsky the batter. 1 out, 1 man on. Hands working with a 1-1 count. And a pop up to center. Gar coming in fast on the run. He is going to make that catch for out number 2. The runner holds at first, no chance to tag up and advance. And that'll bring up the always dangerous Cleon Jones. He has that little flame by his name, obviously indicating that he is in fuego. So Jones facing hands with 2 outs and the runner on first. 2-1 is the count. And the pitch. Jones grounds it to short. The flip to second. And 6-4 will end the inning. So, the Mets stranding a runner. We go to the bottom of the 4th of a 1-0 ball game. Randy Hundley facing Jerry Koosman here in the bottom of the 4th, leading off for the Cubs. 1-ball count. Randy Hundley waiting for the pitch. And a pop-up to the left side. The shortstop going back, making the play in short left field for out number 1. Ernie Banks now the batter. Banks facing Koosman with 1 out, nobody on. 1-1 is the count. And he grounds it to short. This time the throw to first, and Banks is retired for out number 2. Don Kessinger now batting. 2 outs, nobody on. 1-2 is the count. Kessinger waiting for the pitch. And a grounder to short again. Harrelson throws it over to first. He was involved in every out that inning. The Cubs retired in order. We're going to the top of the 5th. It's still a 1-0 ball game. Amos Otis facing Bill Hands here in the top of the 5th inning, leading off for the Mets. 2-2 is the count. Otis working. The delivery and a grounder to short. Kessinger has it. Throws over to first, and that is out number 1. Just a whole slew of ground balls in this game. Harrelson now the batter. Facing Hands with 1 out and a 1-ball count. Hands delivering the pitch. And a grounder up the middle. Shortstop Kessinger has it. He does not throw to first, however, as the speedy Harrelson beats it out for an infield single. That's the second second hit of the game for the Mets. And now McFarland the batter with 1 out, 1 man on. 2-2 count. And a pop-up on the right side. The second baseman, Beckert, is going to drop the ball. He went out to short right field and looks like he lost it in the sun. So Beckert drops it. Both runners are safe. And now we go to File with 1 out and 2 men on here in the top of the 5th inning. Mets threatening. 1-1 count. Grounder towards short. Kessinger to Beckert to Banks. And that is a 6-4-3 twin killing, which ends the inning. So Hands navigates the jam. He gets out of the inning. We're going to the bottom of the 5th of a 1-0 ball game. Koosman facing Hands to lead off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 strike count, and there's a grounder to second. Throw over to first, and that is going to be out number 1. Gar now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Koosman facing Gar. First pitch, Koosman delivering. And a liner past the second baseman into center field. That's going to be a 1-out single for Gar as he stops at first. And now we're going to see if we can get the runner going. We're going to do a run and hit on the very first pitch. Beckert facing Koosman. And the runner goes. The batter does not swing. However, and he's out at second. Oh, it looked like he beat that throw. So McFarland throws out the runner at second. Beckert did not swing at that fastball for a strike. I'm not sure why, but he had the run and hit play was on. So Beckert now facing Koosman with a 1 strike count and 2 outs. And there's a pop-up to right center. That's not going to get anything anywhere. The center fielder, Otis, or Agee, making the catch to end the inning. We go to the top of the 6th. It's still a 1-0 Cub lead. Koosman facing Hands here in the top of the 6th inning. Hands working with a 1 strike count. Pitcher versus pitcher. And a grounder to first. Banks makes the error. He throws to first, but the pitcher is safe. He initially dropped the ball. Second error of the game for the Cubs, as their infield defense kind of has been a problem in the early going in this season. So Agee now facing Hands with nobody out and a runner on first. Here's the 1-ball count and the pitch to Agee. And a liner into center. That's going to be a clean single into center field. The throw goes to third, so the runners are not able to continue and advance. It's first and second with nobody out, and the middle of the Mets lineup coming up. Cubs trying to protect this 1-0 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Hands working. I don't think that, I just don't know that warming up the reliever is, I guess we're going to warm, no, I don't really want to warm up Olson. Do I warm up Britton? I suppose I warm up Britton. If we have to make a switch here in the 6th inning, it's going to be unfortunate, but I can't let Hands just hang himself here. So visiting the mound, he says, I've got plenty of juice. Britton is warming up. Hands facing Boswell. Here is the first pitch. And a drive to left center field. Billy Williams heading over. It looks like he's got a line on it. He makes the catch for out number 1. So the first out is recorded. Art Shamsky now the batter. 1 out, 2 men on. Here's a 1-ball pitch to Art Shamsky. And here's the delivery. And a pop-up to center. Gar coming in this time. He's got it in his sights, and he makes the catch. That is out number 2. The runners do not tag up in advance, and now Cleon Jones is the batter. He's 1 for 2 today. Facing Hands with 2 outs, and the runners on first and second. This is a critical situation, as I think that the correct move here is going to be to walk Jones. I know that forces the runner over to third, but the risk analysis of pitching to Jones in this situation seems very poor. So we're going to issue the intentional walk, and that'll load the bases. And now Amos Otis will be the batter with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Hands facing Otis with a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. And a pop-up on the right side. Banks chasing in foul territory, and he makes the catch to get out of the inning. So we're going to the bottom of the 6th. It is a 1-0 Cub lead. Britton is ready in the bullpen. I don't know if we're going to get to Hands' spot in the order here in the bottom of the 6th inning, but if we do, we got somebody ready. Billy Williams facing Jerry Koosman here in the bottom of the 6th. 3-0 count. Billy Williams waiting for the pitch. And that is way outside. It is ball 4, so the leadoff walk is issued. Williams heading down to first, and it brings up Santo. Nobody out, 1 man on. First pitch to Ron Santo. He's swinging away, and there's a liner over the third baseman's head to left field. That's going to be a single for Santo. Williams advancing to second, and now the Cubs have got something going here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Blomberg is going to face Koosman with nobody out, 2 men on. Blomberg waiting for the 1-1 pitch. And here it comes. Blomberg grounds it to third. The throw goes to second, the relay to first, and that is a 5-4-3 double play. Now, Williams is able to advance to third, and now Hundley is the batter with 2 outs and the runner 90 feet away. Cubs looking for an insurance run here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 strike count, and Hundley hits it on the ground. The third baseman has it. He throws to first, and that is going to end the inning. So the Cubs strand the runner. They do not score. We're going to the top of the 7th of a 1-0 ball game. Hands coming back out to face the 6, 7, and 8 batters in the Mets lineup here in the top of the 7th. 1 strike count. Hands working to Harrelson. And a grounder to second. Beckert has it. Throws to first. That is out number 1. McFarland now the batter. 0 for 2 today, facing Hands with 1 out, nobody on base. 2-2 count. Here is the pitch. And a grounder to second. Beckert has it again. Throws to first. Wash, rinse, and repeat. That is out number 2. And now Bobby File the batter with 2 outs, nobody on. Hands facing File with a 1-2 count. Here is the delivery and a grounder to short. Kessinger races in on it, throws over to first, and that will end the inning. So Hands working a 1-2-3-7. It is time to stretch at Wrigley Field. The Cubs have a 1-0 lead going in the bottom of the 7th inning. Now, Hands is due up third this inning. He is definitely going to be pinch hit for, which means that we are going to warm up. Who is due up in the Mets lineup? Well, Koosman is due up, which means we'll probably see a pinch hitter. We're going to warm up Hamilton because it's possible he could face 3 out of 4 lefties in the top of the 8th inning. Banks facing Koosman here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 ball count, Banks waiting, and there's a drive Left center field on the run is Otis, and he dives to make the catch for out number 1. Agee making just the amazing defensive play out in center. Otis over and right. He was a long way from that play. Kessinger now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. 1 strike is the count. Kessinger waiting for the pitch. And a pop up to center. This is going to be a bit more routine as Agee takes a few steps to his left and makes the catch for out number 2. And now hands the batter, and we are going to get a pinch hitter out there. And because it is a lefty on the mound, we're actually going to send up the righty Montreal to pinch hit. So Montreal is 2 for 8 on the season with an RBI. He's going to face Koosman here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's a full count pitch to Montreal. And he drives that one deep left center field. I believe he got all of it. That is a home run for Montreal, making his manager look like a genius with a pinch hit home run in the bottom of the 7th inning. Cubs now up 2-0 as Montreal hit that one 414 feet out onto the street behind the left field stands. So now the Cubs with a 2-0 lead, sending Gar up to the plate. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's a 1-strike pitch to Gar, and he grounds that one to short. The throw goes over to first, and that will end the inning. But not before the Cubs score another run. We're going to the top of the 8th of a 2-0 ball game. Now, Hamilton is going to come in. He is going to bat 9th and pitch for the Cubs here in the top of the 8th inning. Hamilton is actually going to face the pitcher Koosman here in the top of the 8th. Hamilton working with a 2-2 count. He has an ERA of 4.05 and 6 2/3 innings pitched. And there is strike 3 swinging. He threw the fastball by the pitcher Koosman for the first out. And now Hamilton will face Agee with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 2-ball count as Hamilton rears back to throw. And a grounder back to the mound. Hamilton picks it up, throws over to first. That is out number 2. Hamilton now facing Boswell with 2 outs, nobody on. 2-1 is the count. Hamilton looking for the sign. And here's the pitch and a pop-up to center. Coming in is Gar. He calls for it. He makes the catch to end the inning. So Hamilton working a 1-2-3-8. We're going to the bottom of the 8th of a 2-0 Cub lead. Glenn Beckert facing Jerry Koosman here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1-ball count. Beckert sending that one into center field for a leadoff single. That was a changeup, and he hung back on it and just drove it right up the center. So Billy Williams now the batter. 1 for 2 with an RBI in the game, facing Koosman with a runner on first and nobody out. 1-1 is the count. And that is driven into center field. However, Agee with another excellent defensive play robs Billy Williams of extra bases. So that is out number 1. Bringing up Ron Santo. He is 1 for 2 today. Facing Koosman with a runner on first and 1 out. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Ron Santo. And he pops that one up to deep right field. Going back is Otis. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to be out number 2. The runner does not tag up in advance, and that'll bring up Blomberg. 2 outs, 1 man on. Blomberg facing Koosman with a 1-2 count. Blomberg waiting for the pitch, and that is popped up to right. This time Otis is going to come in a few steps, and he makes the catch to end the inning. So the Cubs strand a runner. They do not score. We're going to the top of the 9th of a 2-0 ball game. And now, who's going to be warmed up? Well, Regan is going to be warmed up. We're going to visit the mound. Hamilton feels great. He's going to face Shamsky here in the top of the 9th inning. Here's a 1-ball count. Hamilton dueling with Shamsky. Here's the pitch and a drive. That's all going all the way to the wall in right center field. It's going to be a leadoff extra base hit for Shamsky as he slides into second with a double. So the Mets have a runner in scoring position with nobody out in the top of the 9th inning. And now That is going to bring up Cleon Jones. Cleon Jones has killed the Cubs in a variety of situations this season, and he is going to be intentionally walked with first base open here in the top of the 9th inning. So Jones is sent down to first, and now Amos Otis is the batter. Hamilton working to Otis. He is going to throw to second and try to pick off Shamsky. There's the throw, chasing him back. And now the runner is safe. So Hamilton going to throw another pickoff throw over to second, see if we can get Regan warmed up. There's the throw. And they had him leaning, but he is safe sliding back in. So apparently Hamilton is going to have to face Otis because I'm not going to throw another pickoff attempt. Eventually one of those is going to go into center field and just become a disaster. So Hamilton facing Otis with nobody out, runners on first and second. Here's the 1-strike pitch. And a liner into right. That's going to be trouble. The base hit gets down. The throw comes back in, but the runners stop at third. So Otis with the single loads the bases. And now Harrelson is the batter. And Regan is going to have to be brought in to face Harrelson. So how are we going to do this? This is the top of the 9th inning. Nobody out, bases loaded. Regan is just going to be brought in as the new pitcher. So he's going to face Harrelson here in the top of the 9th. The tying run is on second. The go-ahead run is on first. Regan trying to pull a Houdini here, work his way out of a jam. He's thrown 14 2/3 innings, walked 5, struck out 8, and issued a 2.45 ERA. So Regan facing Harrelson with a full count. Regan looking for the sign. And here's the pitch. And a pop-up to left. That's deep. I believe that's going to be deep enough to let the runner tag up. Williams throws it home. Oh, and the runner does not go. He's not going to test Williams' arm. So 1 out now. The runner does not score, and now Regan is going to face a pinch hitter, Larry Fritz. Fritz 2 for 11 on the season. The lefty Fritz facing the righty Regan with 1 out and the bases loaded here in the top of the 9th inning. Here's a 1-1 count and the pitch to Fritz. And a grounder to first. The throw goes to second, the relay to first, and the throw is late on the relay. So the run scores. Banks tried to initiate the 3-6-3 double play, but Fritz beat it out by half of a step over at first. So now there's runners on first and second with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning, and another pinch hitter, Ed Kranepool, is coming up. The Mets have the tying run 90 feet away. Regan trying to escape this jam and hold the lead for the Cubs. Regan facing Kranepool. Here is the first pitch. And a drive to left. That's going all the way to the wall. The game's going to be tied. Otis scores. The throw comes back into the cutoff man. The runner is coming home. And the Mets now have a 3-2 lead as Fritz scores a 2-run double by Ed Kranepool, and New York has a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 9th inning. So Regan is now going to face another pinch hitter, Ron Swoboda, with 2 outs and the runner on second here in the top of the 9th. Swoboda facing Regan with a 3-0 count. It looks like he's just going to issue the walk, and there he goes. So he pitched around Swoboda and sent him over to first, and now he's going to face Agee. 2 outs, 2 men on. Here is the pitch from Regan. And a liner into left field, that's another base hit. Williams cutting it off. He throws home. The runner comes home. The slide, and he is safe. So another run scores. That is an RBI single for Agee, and now the Mets have a 4-2 lead. Boswell facing Regan with 2 outs, 2 men on. Here's the 1-strike pitch to Boswell. And a pop-up to center. I believe this is going to finally end the inning. As Gar heads over, he makes the catch, and that ends the inning. The Mets score 4 times and take a 4-2 lead into the bottom of the 9th inning. And now McGraw is coming out to pitch for the Mets. He's thrown 11 2/3 innings, walked 3, struck out 11, and has a 2.31 ERA. So he's going to face Hundley, Banks, and Kessinger here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Hundley, And actually, we're going to warm up Britain just on the off chance that we tie this game. So Hundley facing McGraw with a full count. First batter here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Cubs looking to get some more runs. Here is the pitch. And a grounder to third. Picked up, thrown over to first, and the lead-footed Hundley is thrown out easily for out number 1. Ernie Banks now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. McGraw facing Banks with a 2-2 count, and here's the pitch. And that is strike 3 called. So the strikeout is on a slider on the outside corner, and now Kessinger the batter with 2 outs, nobody on. Cubs down to their final out. Here is the first pitch to Don Kessinger. And a grounder to second. This is probably going to do it. The throw goes over to first, and the game is over. So the Mets score 4 times in the 9th to take a 4-2 victory away from the Cubs. Mets getting 4 runs on 7 hits with no errors. Cubs 2 runs on 7 hits with 2 errors committed. The player of the game is the Cubs' Bill Hands. He certainly deserved to win this game. He went 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Hamilton, through 1 inning, faced a lot of batters though. He allowed 2 hits and 3 runs were charged to him, 1 walk and a strikeout. Regan blew the save, his second of the season. He went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits and a run to score, and issued a walk. So Koosman earns the win. He goes to 5-1. He threw 8 innings of 7-hit, 2-run baseball with 3 walks, and McGraw gets his 4th save of the season with a perfect 9th. The Mets improved to 13-14, while the Cubs dropped to 10-17. Thank you for watching 1969 Baseball.